Normally Podbean gets the behind the scenes thing, but you know what? I'm feeling generous today. I'm feeling big generous guy today. Uh, I don't know how. I don't know how we're gonna work you today, TikTok. It's gonna be a mission. It's gonna be a mission for everybody. Let's get Instagram in here. We got the behind the scenes cam with Instagram. All right. It's gonna be weird. We got the game right there, and I'm trying not to get any of it. Uh, I know I should have. I guess I'm either way. It's the same old story, different podcast. What's going on, legend? Okay, we're gonna end up trying this all over again. Now, fuck that. Get me off screen. It's not that time yet. It's not that time at all. Hold up. There we go. Let's put that over there. You guys can shit for a minute. What are my voices voice? Or I'm stuffy. I feel like my voice sounds a little muffled today. You guys gotta let me know. But we're gonna have to redo this whole entire intro all over again. That is not the way it's supposed to come through. Like, the levels was not good. The levels was not good. So let's go ahead. No, let's go ahead and redo this Jamaican style. Record means rewind, the concept means forward. You requested it, so we rewind. This is the MyT Sports Podcast. Good evening, and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only talent, the 17th wonder of the world, Taylor. It is another En Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. We're coming at you live and direct from your local bar at Sharkeys, which tells you it is another Monday night, which we got another night of Monday Night Football. We got another night of sports. We got another night of the MyT Sports Podcast, which means we got a big show for you guys today. When I say big show, we're talking about really big show. It is officially it is officially November 13th. We had highs today of 85. Current temperature right now is highs of 86 actually. Current temperature right now is a lovely 75 degrees. I hate to say it to you guys. I hate to do it to you guys, but it is what it is when we live down here in South Florida. It always feels like the love is always sweet. It always makes you want to move your dancing feet to the rescue. Here we are. Like I said, this is November 13th. This is Volume 9, Episode 17, Track 563 of the MyT Sports Podcast. Listen, regardless of how you guys are listening, hope you guys tune in. Whether that's on Facebook, that's on YouTube, that's on Twitch, that's on Podbean, that's on Spotify, it's on Pandora, or you're listening or you're listening. Oh, what's going on, Pimpin'? You know we are Shorties now on Mondays, right? Like I don't know if we have told you that I got my boy listening. I appreciate my people. I appreciate my family. I appreciate my brother. My brother. You guys have no clue. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later in the podcast, right? So we got a big show for you guys. Like I said, we gonna talk about it all. We got some bar talk for you guys today. I mean, we had Sharkeys today. We got some bar talk for you guys. We gonna talk about will LeBron James still be great if it wasn't for the Heat? We're gonna talk about that. Of course, we got some birthday shout outs coming up at the top of the podcast. So what that means for you guys, right? Start getting them in here now. If you knew anybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was on the air. Now I didn't have a podcast on Friday. So I didn't so we weren't on Friday. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Right? We got people coming through. Right? I didn't have a podcast on Friday. I had some personal things that we had to take care of, right? So the last time that we had a podcast was actually last Wednesday. So we got a birthday shout outs for the 9th on Thursday. We got birthday shout outs for the 10th on Friday. We got birthday shout outs for the 11th, the 12th, and today the 13th. So we're covering everything. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today on Monday night. We got 5 days of birthday shout outs to give up. Listen, it is going to be one big celebration today at the top of the hour. So you guys know what happens here. If you know anybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was on the air, what you do, you start tagging them, you start adding them, you start letting them know they come check out the MyT Sports Podcast. So that way, they can get their birthday, they can hear their birthday shout outs for themselves. Like you don't just gotta tell them, yo, the birthday shout out is happening. They can actually hear, yo, I see my boy Eric Efron out there in full effect. Yo, you guys need to listen. I'm gonna do him like I do everybody else. But that's one of my boys for real, for real. Like you understand, promoters. I got a gem for you. I got a gem for you, promoters. If you guys is looking for, I got a gem for you. But we not there yet. But if you know anybody that got a birthday that's popping up, right today, over the last couple of days, you add them, you tag them so they can get their birthday shout out. We want to make sure that they get celebrated, and that happens at the beginning of the podcast. As soon as we give you this quick little rundown over here, right, that starts at the beginning of the show. We're gonna talk about Harden being dissed. I don't know if you guys heard about that yet, but we have that coming up in store. Kelly Oubre is apparently hospitalized. We got the Blue Chew promo code coming up for you guys. We got the VetTix promo code for you guys. I apologize. I should have had the upside one ready, but that's coming up in the works. You guys just wait for that. Like, I know that's a giant disappointment, so unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about the giant blowout that we witnessed over this weekend as well. We got the Jets with their late game crash, right? And we may even go back into our 2K tiers and break down tiers 4 and 5 now as we start to open this thing up and see who does not belong. If you was here for the last show, then you already know we had a problem with John Stockton's low rankings. We thought him and his partner should have been switched. If you remember listening to last podcast, we definitely thought he should have been ahead of Chris Paul. But that's not for us to talk about here today. Oh no, we got a different thing to talk about if we get into tier 4, or if we even get into those at all. Listen, you guys start letting me know, right? You guys start adding me. You guys start letting me know if you need to get into these 2K tiers. And also, we have a couple of polls from last year. That's not what I wanted. We have a couple of polls coming up in just that we have to review from last week. So we're gonna get into those as well. We're gonna have that and more coming up next on the MyT Sports Podcast. But you know what we say, regardless of the time and regardless of the weather, it's always a blast on the MyT Sports Podcast. So let's start talking. Woo! We're back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. Oh man, Volume 9, Episode 17, Track 5. I appreciate you guys. Listen, we had some things that we had to take care of. I know you guys are probably wondering, yo, why weren't you here on Friday? Why weren't you around? Like, we was looking for you. We needed you. I'm sorry. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dark pod to step to. But here we are today. It's Monday night, which means we get to start your week off right with the MyT Sports Podcast. Monday Night Football and the Knicks. Right, it's coming all of it is happening next. Right? So I already told you how we start off every single show. We start off every single show with a birthday celebration on. We give a little birthday shout out to everybody. Love you too, Eric. What's going on? Listen, yo, always. Yo, how y'all Bills doing? Did they? Last time I looked, they were down by 3. They hadn't scored yet, but now they've scored and they're still down by 3. We gotta figure out what's going on in just a little bit, right? But let's go ahead and get into our birthday celebrations, right? Yo, DJ MyT, do me a favor. I think you should have this pulled up. I think you should have this ready. I hope we started everything right. You know what? I do apologize. I did not start all of my audios, and it's okay. It's good. It's all right because you know what? And more importantly, it started now, and it's here just in time for the birthday shout out. DJ MyT, I'm stalled. I've given you enough time. Play my music, please. Listen, this is what you do right here, right? I told you guys that you needed to be here, you needed to be ready. Or whatever they say in Scarface, right? You gotta have your ass wrestling back against fall, right? Whatever he says, right? But grab yourself a drink, roll yourself a joint, pack yourself a bowl, pour yourself a shot, whatever you do, right? Get that together. First of all, let's start with a nice little cheers before we start off anything. Not to mention, right? I get all cottony from those long-winded intros of mine. I just to let you guys know. So, yo, I ain't gonna lie. There's a couple people I thought was gonna be here today. And whatever's going on right now, we're on opposite schedules. I'm not a preacher. Oh, I see the cheers coming through. I see the cheers coming through, right? It's not like, but, it's okay. We're going to keep this show rolling. We're going to talk about her a little bit later, right? So let's go ahead and start getting our birthday shout out thing, right? Let's get it. You ready, guys? Ready? Right? Because, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. All right, let's go ahead and start off these birthday shout outs. First birthday shout out we'll like to give out. We started all the way back on the 9th, right? I want to say happy birthday to one of my homegirls and also one of the participants in the MyT Women's Fantasy Football League. Want to say, excuse me, that's love. That's all love. Want to say happy birthday to my homegirl, Vanessa Gimelio. Well, listen, let's just happy birthday to her. Also on the 9th, want to say happy birthday to an old army buddy of mine. Want to say happy birthday to my homegirl, Tanta Kyerman. Then we're going to move forward, right? And we actually finally start moving closer to the weekend because that was Thursday. Now we get into the 10th. We start getting on to Fridays. I hope you guys was out this weekend, right? I hope you was out flexing on these hoes. That's how you stay high. Right? I hope you was out there. I hope you was out there, right? But for the 10th, I want to give a birthday shout out to my homeboy Eric Efron. Now I know him by a different name. We ain't about to actually that's not his government either, right? Some of you may know him as Eric, some of you may know him as Gonzo. But I'm gonna tell you, it don't matter how you know him. If you're a wrestling promoter out there and you're looking for talent, I am talking about top tier talent to add to your roster, to make your show pop, to help galvanize a locker room. right? To help bring your promotion and your production to the next level. You holler at Eric Efron. You hire him today. There's nobody better in the business. I know I may have said that before about some other people. I'm telling you, when it comes to that, there's nobody better in the business. There's a lot of goats that I know. He is the one Billy goat that I know. He is a cut above the rest. And you need to get him in your doors, get him in front of people, get him in that ring, and watch him do what he does, because what he will do for you will be wonders. How?
Cleveland! This is for you!
Now we move on to the 11th, Veterans Day. I hope you guys paid your respects to your veterans out there and gave them some ass, right? Or gave them or gave them some you know what I mean? So some grade A quality meat, whichever one you have to give to your veteran. But I hope you guys were out there, right, servicing your veterans the way your veterans were servicing this country. Because while they were serving this country, they used to be a fuck my Uncle Sam. So I'm like, hey, you might as well, help them get fucked somewhere else. But we had Veterans Day on the 11th. Right, we have a little roller coaster for the 11th. Want to say happy birthday to Nadania Hilario, right? That's the happy birthday to Auntie out there. Also, on the 11th, part of the reason why we didn't have a podcast on Friday is because on the 11th I was burying my uncle. So on the 11th I was busy with family, going to the airport, picking people up. You know what I mean? Doing the entertainment shit, making sure everybody was cool and kept my focus steady, while also making sure that everybody was maintained and in an uplifting manner, so everybody isn't breaking down before that event. Because I figure during the event, it's okay to boo-hoo, it's okay to break down, it's okay for you to go ahead and shed those tears. Now, those are those moments, but be outside of that. You're just trying to keep people together, even though they're going roller coaster behind closed doors, probably in the car, in the bathroom, while they're cooking. You know what I mean, on their own little moments. But while we're all together, we could try to stay jolly, and you know what I mean, and keep each other uplifted. That's basically what we try to do. So on the 11th, I had to bury my Uncle Mark. Rest in peace to my Uncle Mark. I already said my words at the service. I'm not gonna have to, I'm not gonna repeat everything that I said for them. But my uncles all full influences into the man that I am today. Big, heavy uncle influences. It's probably why I take very pride in being big pride in being a good uncle, because I had great uncles examples, and I got to hear a lot about that from a lot of people on Saturday as well. I was surprised by the people that made it. I was surprised by the people that didn't make it. I appreciate my cousins that couldn't make it, sending their condolences, Michelle, Muffin, and Malik. I miss you guys, love you guys. Right? Hope you reach back out to me so we can talk. Yeah, they need to go this deep. Can we pump this brakes? Can we go, because can we continue with the birthday celebrations, because
That's the danger zone.
yeah, we starting to get there. Give me my birthday music back. There we go. I need that reminder that this is celebration time. Like I told you, I had something serious out there. I had to take this moment. I had to cut the beat real quick. Just so I, let you know, some seriousness coming up in here. Don't get that beat back in here. Shit. We don't need to be that dark. Uh, uh, I am good, thank you. Right? But next we have birthdays for the 12th, right? So yes, that's 12th. That was yesterday. That's Sunday, right? So we got birthday from our homeboy Mark Burke. Want to say happy birthday to my homeboy Mark as well. And then I thought we had no birthdays today, but then I made sure. But then you start scrolling at the last minute, you see people's tagging people that they peep with, and I ended up realizing that today is one of my homeboys' girlfriend's birthday today. So also I want to say happy birthday to Christine Marinacci, Marinacci. I'm gonna go Marinacci. Right, but let's just say Christine. Want to say happy birthday to Christine out there. So let's bring them all back into a room, right? Let's get them all in here. So to Vanessa and to Tanta and to Eric, that's Efron, and to their Dania and my Uncle Mark, rest in peace. Great Unc, and to Mark, and to Christine. We want to wish you all a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. We hope you enjoy everything. You regret nothing. But more importantly, especially since you had the weekend to do this, we hope you flexed on these hoes and continue to stay MyT. Cut the beat. Let's get into our first topic of the day.
First of all, things first.
Let's just start with pain. I apologize. Like maybe I'm still hurting a little bit. So let's start with the pain. Let's just start with the pain. The Jets and the Raiders. I again apologize for the second straight week to America for having to witness my in
That's like you didn't even get a resolution in
gonna
the case.
Jess. I was gonna see you. Exactly. Like we're on mismatching weeks. We gonna have to sync up or something. Like, listen, we got to get this synced. I'll be back next week. Let me see. Next week's the 20th. I'll be back next week. See that?
Okay, so you don't want to like build together? You want to build separate or what?
Shout out to Jessica Rabbit out here. You guys be sure that you go and follow her. Let's go on my Instagram. Let's go start my Instagram, right? Let's look at my recent likes, right? Or go to the people I follow. Just look for Jessica Rabbit. You'll find it. Like it's the only one that's there. Follow the show. Get on. Listen. I'll let you do it. So I'm gonna start with the pain today.
No, but
Because
then are we double?
it fully hurts
Then are we double
to be a Jets fan right now. Because when the Oakland Raiders beat the Giants last week,
What about
I thought to myself,
this
is what's supposed to happen. Right?
I'm just asking.
The Giants kind of suck, but even in a way, I still didn't expect them to beat the Giants. They had a new head coach. They had a new general manager. They had a new quarterback.
Okay, so
They were doing a massive flip. This kind of flip normally doesn't lead to wins immediately. It may lead to some good gameplay, but not normally a bunch of wins. It may lead to some really great effort, guys, right? But normally not wins. Beating the Giants, I can get it. Giants only got 2 wins for the season, right? The Giants aren't fighting to win games; they're fighting for the number 1 spot. They're fighting for one of the top 3 quarterbacks in next year's draft. Like that's what they're going for.
Right? No, I
So,
don't have a problem, but I didn't know if
I'm not
I just
fully
don't know if you keep this separate.
upset
When
about-
there's things that I know, you don't want to be the ones.
not fully
that
upset
are
about
We're gonna
the
get them resolution
Giants
for
loss.
50K.
Also, Giants ain't my team. Why should I be
75K. We're not getting
upset
them
about it?
resolution
But
for
not shocked.
50K.
Maybe
And that's
that's
gonna
it.
be for
Maybe
2
shocked
months.
is the right word.
So we know
Not
it's gonna
shocked.
be reasonable. We know that we're
When it came to the Jets now,
we know that we're gonna get a
this kind of
resolution
threw me
for a
off.
lot less.
I kind of expected the Jets to beat them for the same reasons why I initially thought the Giants should beat them.
Stuff that I want us to be above reproach, especially if we're questioning.
They're
he is
ultimately
questioning
were a bad team.
whether Wofford's ability
Are a bad team.
constitutes a little building thing,
New
which
head
we never
coach,
do. But I'm just
new
saying,
general
I just
manager,
worry if you're doing
New quarterback.
both doing
Now-
billing without preparing our own, that might be.
This change of head coach though ended up having this Dan Campbell effect, where the person that they're playing for, the players are highly motivated.
Remember you did that with me before.
To put their best foot forward and their best efforts on tape with this head coach.
Yeah, you
That's why
share.
you go ahead and join the Yo
Yeah, no,
Rabbit
you share the
and
matter with me, and I can enter activity that goes
Nil
to your bill.
podcast. I remember it was NIL. And I kept on thinking name, image, and likeness. Every time I see it, I think name, image, and likeness. That's what NIL has done for the sports world. As a sports guy, I hear NIL, I just think name, image, and likeness or next in line.
To enter a building but not see it.
Yeah, check out Jessica Rabbit and Neil Pockets. Y'all check them out on Instagram as well too. Y'all go ahead and follow them as well.
Basically, the solution to this.
That's what the show's at. That's the podcast. Y'all give them a holler. Y'all give them a like. You go ahead and subscribe. You hit that little ding. That's when you can hit that big bell every time the day go on. You make sure you do the same thing for the MyT Sports podcast as well. Yeah, each one reach one, teach one. You gotta spread this love.
We'll just go through it and highlight, and like we could just mark like I'll put
So-
whenever I enter time parentheses.
Yeah, I'm a little upset. Yeah, I'm a little. I'm not just upset. I'm a little surprised because also the Jets lose and win in Jets fashion, right? There's almost no touchdown scored. Everything's a grinded out game. It comes down to field goals because the New York Jets, they lose this game, right? Where's the score? My bad.
But that's why I also
Jets
think it's
they end up losing this game.
Also, it looks bad for them to the core.
It was by
like
3 points. Final score.
The board attorneys here
13-10?
paying
13-16.
I think it's better if we say,
My bad.
oh, I told you don't double bill. And he
Which
has-
under normal circumstances, if your defense 12-16, if your defense holds an opposing team to 16 points, you expect to win a game. But for the Jets, they can't score a touchdown. 4 trips to the red zone, 4 plus trips to the red zone, 4 field goals, 12 points. There was a point where you thought the New York Jets scored a touchdown. Right, the game is getting late. Zach Wilson starts doing what Zach Wilson does. Late game, he actually looks like a serviceable quarterback. He starts getting in rhythm a little bit, making plays. Next you know, he's scrambling. Right? He's going to the end zone. He dives, hits the pylon. You're thinking touchdown. But what happens with the Jets? No touchdown. This is now 47 straight drives where the New York Jets haven't scored.
Yeah, no, neither until
This is the frustration. Now, as frustrating as it is, I put myself on the clock. It's understandable frustration, right? It's reasonable
Yeah, no, I
frustration.
think that's the best. And if you can just set it in the agreement.
The New York Jets, they don't get the call.
Like,
He's out on the 3-yard line. I don't remember seeing them challenging this to see if he was in. Because I thought he was in. I thought he was at least worth a challenge. Now they're gonna slide. Next thing you know, it goes from 7 points. It goes from 6 points to 3 points. You get.
You know, you can do
Can't punch it in.
hourly rate is $3.50 an hour, and I will honor that with you.
This
So
is the
that
Jets'
you can
luck.
keep the, you know, like,
Later on in the game, they'll get into the end zone again. And I don't understand why Breece Hall is not one touching this ball more
Never.
and touching this ball in
No.
red zone.
I trust you.
In the red zone more often.
So
He touched the ball 13 times. There were times when they got into the red zone and they're passing it 3 straight times. Why? Breece Hall got 13 touches, 28 yards. I understand that it doesn't look like it's working early on. But for a team that can't pass the ball, or for the team that has limited faith in their quarterback, I don't care how the run game looks early, you bludgeon a team to death.
Sure, because of the hearing and the prep for that, and the doing response, and then the
Listen, Steelers been doing this for a while now, for for years now.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, that's how they won that first one with Big
No, but
Ben.
I think he expects
But
really is going to be
you can understand that
you know that
if you have limited faith in your quarterback,
we'll figure out what play. If it is,
you have to have an unwavering, overconfident faith somewhere else, and it can't just be your defense. It has to also be this run game, because there's a reason why you have three. It isn't to try to run the ball early, and if it doesn't work, let's go ahead and get pass happy. No, that's not the reason why you got these guys. What the Raiders did to you is what you should be doing to teams.
Did he answer that part of your
If you're going to look like some of these old Jets, how about you play like some of these old Jets? Because if this was Rex Ryan, you know what he's doing? He's running the ball 52 times. You know what the Raiders did to you guys? They ran the ball down your throat. 40 plus. Should let's pull it up before I just throw out a number. I was going to say 40 plus times. Sorry, 30 plus times. Ran the ball down your throat. 27 times with Josh Jacobs. If you remember a former Jacob, used to wear a Giants uniform. We'll talk about those sorry Giants. But if you remember him, one of the things, even beast mode, one of the things you want to do is wear a defense down. Wear them down. Keep running the ball. Don't go away from it. Keep going on, because a lot of these running backs, and Breece Hall is one of these running backs, they get stronger as the game goes on. You keep going forward. You keep pushing them forward. Your offensive lineman gets stronger, right? And your running back gets stronger. And you start wearing down that defensive line. And again, then later on, you know what starts to happen? Then you can start working on that play action. You can start working on that option. You can start working on that RPO a little bit. But you gotta establish this line. There's no way that you have a guy that last year was in the running to become offensive rookie of the year, and this year you barely use him. But okay, he came back from an injury. Maybe that's the reason why you barely use him. But why did you sign Dalvin Cook? Why was it such high importance for you to sign Dalvin Cook then? Why was it so important to have this two-headed running monster if you're not going to utilize them?
And why don't you push that forward? And
the two biggest question marks was offensive line and quarterback. It wasn't wide receiver, it wasn't running back, it wasn't defense, it wasn't special teams. It wasn't any of that. It was quarterback and offensive line. Now I get it's hard to run with a bad offensive line, but you also have to have more than 13 attempts. You have to have more than 15 attempts. I'm sorry, let me pull this back up. Make sure Delvin Cook had, I think, 3 attempts. Sorry, 4 attempts. So they ran a total of 17 times. Zach Wilson also added 4.
I go, well, I'm here now, so let's talk. Here's what's good.
You have to give them. They have to fear something. If they don't fear your quarterback, and you have this kind of, and you have these two dynamic backs in your backfield, you have to start making them fear something. Now, granted, while all this is frustrating, and very much so is, I'm still playing with house money. Don't you forget it, Jets fans. Jets fans, don't you forget this. You're still playing with house money here. We're talking about this with your backup quarterback. The guy playing right now was never supposed to be your starter this year. I know we quickly forget, right? Because we like to change expectations. We like to change the goalposts every day to fit our anger fits. But none of this was supposed to be successful once Aaron Rodgers went down. The moment he went down, this whole thing became a shit show. So while there are frustrations here, it's I don't want to say acceptable frustrations, but they're expected frustrations. Because the biggest question mark coming in here was going to be your offensive line, which means that even Aaron Rodgers was slated to have some problems here. I remember again a lot of you aficionados even thought with Aaron Rodgers that the Jets may not make the playoffs. This is what a lot of you thought. At least not the first year. Right? I remember you guys saying this. I really should have worn Crocs.
What's going on?
Right? So if that was the expectation with Aaron Rodgers, then things have to be ridiculously lowered for the backup quarterback. The only thing you can expect now, or hope for now, is for growth. Is that he could learn from some of these scenarios that he's in early. Right? Like he's in the fire now, he gets to learn, he gets to sit back, watch again, a couple years, and he comes back and let's see how this progresses. Hopefully he actually has somebody that either head coach or offensive coordinator that can actually help groom and grow him. Because I still don't think he has anybody that can really help teach him the game.
Yes, you too.
Zach Wilson, 23 for 39, 263 yards, 1 interception. No touchdowns. 4 carries, 54 yards. I said his biggest rush was when he got to the 3-yard line. Garrett Wilson would get 9 receptions, 14 targets, 93 yards. Also, for as much heat that Zach Wilson catches, at least he catches the heat that is thrown his way. Unlike a lot of the receivers that he has on his team. They brought Alan Lazard over here to be a complementary piece, to actually produce out there. Alan Lazard, 1 reception on 5 targets, 3 drop passes, and he averages 2 to 3 drop passes a game. You understand that during the Rex Ryan era, I think they drafted somebody in the 2nd round that was known to drop balls. He had stone hands. This guy is proven to be him. I can't remember his name. Telling you right now. So as much heat as Zach Wilson gets,
I like how you called it little.
all of it isn't him. Right? Like I said, these problems you thought were only going to be overcome by Aaron Rodgers' greatness and experience. Some of these problems. You can't force Alan Lazard to catch passes. The only thing about Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson is that Aaron Rodgers would have been stopped passing to Alan Lazard. He would have been cut him off. Because if he can't prove to be a reliable target, Aaron Rodgers will pass to you. You'll just be out there blocking and running routes. You don't fall out of the lineup because the coaches say so. You fall out of the lineup because Aaron Rodgers keeps overlooking you regardless of what you like anymore. This is what Alan Lazard has become.
Congratulations, you're gonna spend.
But Zach Wilson isn't experienced enough, or probably isn't comfortable in that role enough to be like, here, I'm not passing to Alan Lazard. Because honestly, if I'm a wide receiver in there, even if I'm dropping passes like Alan, I'm like, yo, who the fuck is you not to pass me the ball? Yo, give me that shit. He's gonna have to call me out. And then when he does, maybe he gains some of the respect of the locker room. Maybe even mine a little bit. So you can't fault him for the drop passes.
Well,
Dalvin Cook
he's not stupid.
missing all the passes. Syndrome. Michael Carter misses the passes. Mike Taylor goes 1 for 2, right? So that's 1, 2, that's 3 drop passes. Alan Lazard has another 4 himself. That's 7. Xavier only catches 1 out of the 3 that's passed to him. That's another 9.
He was like, oh shit, he doesn't have a return. He just slammed
Right.
this hearing. This guy's not.
And I'm not saying all 9 of those are drop passes, but the majority of those are. 5 out of those 9 are drop passes. Also, not to mention the penalties that the Jets keep suffering. Not just on defense, when you think that that they're going to be able to get themselves off the field, this defense that's supposed to be puffing out their chest as one of the better defenses in the league, they're undisciplined at times. Offense as well, there's a lot of pre-snap penalties that they suffer. That's not Zach Wilson. These pre-snap penalties aren't coming from a quarterback.
Yep.
These aren't delay of games. These aren't not fumble snaps, not snaps or fumble. No, it's not that.
Yeah.
This is coming from false starts from linemen. It's lined up in the neutral zone by wide receivers. So while Zach may not be the best, and this is not really the take up for.
Oh, I don't.
Thank
How would I
you.
know that? You wouldn't.
Thank God you didn't.
I'm not here to take
Oh
up.
my God,
I'm not here to say that he's a great quarterback. I'm just saying that the blame does not stop with him.
I thought you were listening to music. That's why I'm not talking.
The blame is beyond. It includes him and is beyond it.
I think
Because also what I'm getting out of this is that there's a lack of discipline,
I'm not
right?
gonna throw myself.
And if there's a lack of discipline, that means now there's also a coaching problem. Because if you're not coaching it, then you're allowing it to happen. So, Zach Wilson does deserve some blame. He should not be the person. Well, again, he's the quarterback. So I guess he is the person that's gonna die on the cross, right? I guess he's gonna be the figurehead. But that's for the media and everybody that talks sports and only nibble at the low hanging fruit. Those aren't fruit. Those are nuts. Get off of them. Climb that tree a little bit. There's some good fruit up top. And when you start getting into the good fruit of this, you start telling you start listening to what those funky juices are telling you. And when those juices start to flow, they're telling you it's offensive line, it's coaching, it's discipline, it's quarterback as well. But we've mentioned at least two things that are coaching: lack of the use of the running back and discipline when it comes to penalties. Those two things are coaching. Also, you know what's coaching? Zach Wilson still not being given a watered down playbook that he can prosper in.
How much time did you have to spend? Responding
These things matter.
checking yourself.
This offense still has
I was gonna say
too many pieces tailored.
And then you're
Aaron Rodgers.
And
because they still keep trying to do Aaron Rodgers things every once in a while, they keep falling flat on their face. This guy is still a crawler. Every once in a while, you keep trying to put him on a treadmill just because he can stand. And then you wonder why he falls on his face and goes flying out the back. Let's move on. Because the Jets weren't the only giant disappointment, right, that we saw over the weekend.
It sounded like a really sudden emergency.
We also caught a horrific game, and I hope you guys didn't have to see this, right, as well.
Here we are.
But we had
I'm so sorry.
Dallas Cowboys.
I'm so sorry you were sick.
Versus the New York Jets, and
I'm so sorry you were sick.
This was just as bad. Like I can't lie to you. I can't front. This game was just as bad.
So
And
I think if you go into
it's worse. It's just as bad in a different way because New York Jets and the Raiders, they couldn't score a touchdown, right? We just talk about field goals, defense, bad offense. For Dallas and New York Giants, I feel like they played early in the season, and we saw the same exact thing happen.
So if you share the matter with
Was it the New York Giants? Was it Dallas Cowboys that played the New York Giants early in the season and completely gave them a donut? Was that them? No, that was the Miami
I
Dolphins.
believe, if I'm not correct, my understanding of the Cleo Coke I
gave
add
them
the
the
activity,
donuts?
but you're the one that controls the account, because I'm just co-counsel.
I'm gonna pull up the
And then
Giants
you
schedule.
can
Let's see if I
edit
can
the
review
activity.
it. I can get that donut at the beginning of the season.
Like I can edit my own until it's
Because for some reason
whatever
now-
on there until you accept it and bill for it.
Yep. Never
But
mind.
I can't like see the bills.
Never mind.
I can't edit.
Never mind.
Like,
Question
so
answered.
you have control. And I think that's the
Okay.
way
So I am
she
right.
puts it in. We don't
This
send
game
emails,
started off
you don't have
very
to
much
bother
like
us.
their
Post
previous
every last
matchup.
couple months. I'll just tell her.
Through
like,
the
she
first
was
half,
inputting
The New
you know,
York Giants
whatever
hadn't put up
when she's
any
doing
points.
billing.
This is like the beginning of the season all over again. This is the first 6 quarters of the season all over
And
again.
I already
But remember who
explained to
gave them
her
that skunk?
those the two
Who gave them that big fat donut?
different
Who gave them that
numbers
O?
this, right?
That was the Dallas
And
Cowboys.
also, I already agreed
But they blew them out
with
40 to
you
nothing.
too, at least for the attendance.
They managed to get
You can bill him whatever.
28 points up at the half.
At that hearing.
Before the New York
because
Giants
I
figured that, you know
still
what,
do something
we'll
for
decide to
the
join this
football
football
season.
game. Sorry we were late.
So
Traffic.
I'm not gonna bill you. Like you can bill him. I'll have her put in.
This game ends
activity,
49-17.
but we'll just, you know, like, take off
49-17.
Whatever.
We were even outscored in the second half, basically 21-17. At no point did they lead. At no point did it look like they were going to lead. And at no point did it look like they were going to win this game.
You know, attendance at the game is something.
This was a complete blowout from beginning to end.
Something off of it, and then off of
Now,
the whatever.
granted,
you reports, and you just keep track of it.
Kind of like the
Maybe
Jets.
appropriate for the hours I book,
Kind of.
right? Is that
The
fair?
New York Giants don't have
By
a
the way,
starting
you're the
quarterback
only one that
anymore.
actually- I fucking
Right?
was so
As it
bad.
currently stands, they are
I
playing
fucking
Danny DeVito.
don't understand how the whole
Tommy Danny DeVito.
wait, what is it that she's
Right? They're playing Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Who is their
Yeah.
third string quarterback.
I
Remember,
just realized-
it's supposed to be Dan Daniel, then Tyrod Badlock Taylor, and then Tommy Danny DeVito. That's the pecking order. Daniel Jones went out and ACL. Tyrod Taylor punctured another lung rib. And now we're down to Danny DeVito calling cases for the New York Giants.
And I don't think I
Danny
did.
DeVito?
Yeah, but usually like we do things to you and then we transfer to me. But I know I haven't
14
things done to you.
for
I was
27.
like, oh my god, Marjorie's the one.
86 yards.
Everything's
But-
so legit. I love
but,
how she does
I can't laugh. I can't laugh. The
No.
Giants outscored the Jets,
No, I know.
And their
but
third string
here's the thing,
quarterback
I'm not gonna lie.
put up more touchdowns than Zach Wilson. Honestly, in one game, he has put up more touchdowns than Zach Wilson has all year. Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
no.
If I'm not mistaken, Zach Wilson's only thrown for one touchdown all year. And they're like, no, this can't be. It is. It is. It is. It is.
But it just
It
came
is.
to my attention.
It is.
It's like, oh yeah, Anya asked for your W-9.
I told you, we gonna start with the pain.
What? And then I was like, well, Marjorie's the only one I received any tax documents.
So
Then I realized, oh my god.
the Giants end up getting waxed.
I know.
And while it is their third string quarterback, it
Savage.
looked very eerily
Just
similar to the
if you
first
want-
matchup they had with the Cowboys, which very quickly informed us that the New York Giants were not in the league of any of the contenders,
Well, because I did that.
the NFC.
There was a case I did with her,
especially in the NFC East.
and I'm having a feeling that's why they're saying I owe them money right now. Because
So,
I believe she did not
they
send
get
me
waxed
anything,
again.
and
And
reported it.
if there was
That's
any
like, to me,
doubt,
like,
any thought
please
that
tell me
maybe
what they report.
it's possible
Yeah.
that they kind of could have maybe
Yeah.
make the playoffs, nah, it's completely over. It's a wrap. It's in a
Yeah.
home. And I think I started asking this question last week. I texted my Giants fans, and I was trying to find
Because
out
I think there's
how do they
only
feel
been,
about
like,
Daniel Jones
one time
being
that
injured.
I sent you
Because in a weird way, I wonder if this is the best thing possible. Daniel Jones injured, Tyrod Taylor injured. Now when you lose all these games, it's not Daniel Jones' fault. So now you don't have the New York Giants fan base screaming every single week to fire Daniel Jones because you just paid this bum $40 million and look what he's doing. No, you get a pass on this year. You get the state this year, not have any of them And you know what? And come out the back end and say, hey, you know what, guys? Forget about it. We got one of these nice quarterbacks up here at the top of the drill. Let's go ahead and get one of these guys in our facilities. And let's see if he broke slow. Maybe he could be the next bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, it's not that much. It's not that much, but I know, but it makes sense now that
And if he is, then you forget about damn Daniel.
Like it actually kicked into my memory because I had a flash of your.
But the Giants have been a giant disappointment. That's the only thing, the only way to describe it. They've been a giant disappointment. They did not come into this year to be this bad. And this was when they had Daniel Jones. They're not coming to the year to be this bad. They thought they may possibly take a step back. Right? Maybe 7 games, maybe 8 games.
Oh my God, that's annoying. How much?
They understood they weren't going to win 9 and 10 again this year because there's going to be an up in competition. But to look this bad was not expected. It's still not looking bad, but we got a couple of games on over here. We got the Knicks versus the Boston Celtics over here. We'll tell you the score in a second, and we also got the Denver Broncos taking on Buffalo. Last time we checked, Buffalo was surprisingly losing 9-6. I'll tell you what that score is in a minute. And also the New York Knicks will lose to the Boston Celtics as well. Let's see if these trends are remaining. I don't know how to score for Boston. Actually, we're on a commercial break for both of them. The Washington Wizards lose again. Can I tell you?
Okay, so you need to tell okay.
Basically, the Washington Wizards and Golden State Warriors have
I can't do it.
opposite.
I like them so.
One is 2-7, the other is like 7-2.
And I fuck with the money.
I guess you can say that Golden State Warriors are definitely winning this thing for right
Yeah,
now. But also, you're starting to see the attitude of Jordan Poole. A couple of times you've heard him mention and reference, well, fuck this, I got my own team. You even heard us on in a recent interview talking about how this is kind of cool over here, you know what I mean? It's a fresh start, I kind of have my own team, the offense runs through me. Like,
no, but
he may be, at times it look like he's just out there having fun. He's gonna realize it's not that much fun when you start losing the back. Right now he's still caught in the limelight of just having his own team. You went to the media and start talking bad about him. They haven't started talking bad about him. And they won't talk bad about you in DC. And they need you as a distraction from the politics.
And I will have my assistant send you a proposed retainer. And if it meets your.
We have a couple of sad stories, right? I told you, right? We're going to start with the pain today. I do apologize. I told you we was going to start with the pain today. Somebody that's probably in a lot of pain. Let's start with a little injury report. The MyT injury report.
They have to refresh every and bother them and they feel like you're bothered, not represented. Like, I'm supposed to be advocating for you, and I do like the separation of making her the money guy, because then, I'm sorry, I'm not the money guy.
Injury comes to everybody, just like Jason hunting down one of his targets, right?
If you have any questions,
unfortunately, we didn't see this one coming when this one hit us early in the morning. Yo, Woj needs to calm down. Woj really needs to calm down. I don't know what's going on there, but I feel like for the last 3-4 weeks or so, Woj just keeps dropping news on us at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, we don't sleep. Like, we don't got somewhere to be. Like, we don't got things to do in the morning. You can't just be dropping Woj bombs at 2 o'clock in the morning, because unless you're one of those people that sleeps with their phone on I don't give a fuck about the world, right? Mode. Then at 2 o'clock in the morning, right, your phone will start going off. Because the Woj bomb is gonna hit, and ESPN is gonna hit. It's gonna hit on Facebook. It's gonna hit on Instagram. It's gonna hit on X. It's gonna hit on the TikTok. You start getting all of these things. Google starts alerting you. Like, Woj drops a bomb. There's at least 15 notifications following it. So it is highly irresponsible of Woj to drop bombs at 2 o'clock in the morning, because when he drops bombs, we hear it even over Baghdad.
Let me see what,
And what we found out at 2 o'clock in the morning was that Kelly Oubre Philadelphia 76ers player Kelly Oubre is hospitalized
It's not a routine.
because he was hit by a car in front of his place.
Exactly.
Now, mind you,
Yeah. She goes, yeah, he goes, well,
he's already been released from the hospital,
yeah,
right? He's working on his own accord. He's going to be seeing the team doctors.
So I don't understand why
And
laws
it-
are
it-
different.
And I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
Something don't smell right. Something doesn't smell right at all. And I'm going to tell you why. The fact that he just got hit randomly out front of, right? Because how often do you hear of an athlete being hit by a car? Not very often. But how often do you hear of men being hit by a car when women are involved?
And then she'll go like, so
I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now. Kelly Oubre was assaulted. Now this is wild
She goes,
speculation.
no, how many pairs of shoes I'm losing?
Kelly Oubre was assaulted by some chick he was messing with. Who else hit you in front of your place?
Hundreds of thousands for education.
Who else? Why else? This isn't some Bob Dole hunting accident. I'm telling you right now, this has scorned lover written all over it. When I say all over it, I mean all over it. We hope nothing fatal is. When I say fatal, right? Career ending has happened to Kelly Oubre. Right? We hope that he hasn't disclaimed the need for the permanent. Because I'm telling you, there's only one kind of wicked individual that would do something like that to an athlete. Because you know they're trying to take away their livelihood because they're hurt. Because they told them, no, you can't stay here no more. We're not together.
I'm going to use whatever piece of law is on your side.
And now,
What
are they doing?
If it's not there, it's not there. And I
They
can't
try to
fix
take that away that livelihood because they're heartbroken. Grow up.
Yeah.
Speaking of growing up,
Don't magically have this.
Right.
It is something
I think I'm gonna take this time
and
perfectly
applying it properly.
to tell you about
Yes,
something
in
that
way we can
that can just help you stay
separate
up
ourselves as great attorneys, but
during
at the same time, like you said, we
some
can't
of your
create
more
evidence
crucial
that
times.
exists. We
What
can't
am I talking about, you
evidence
ask?
that doesn't exist.
I'm glad you asked.
You can't exist transfers that never happened.
I'm talking about. Wait, do I have a copy here? Where's the free samples at? Where's the free samples at?
You know what, no Myers, you know
Let's see
that.
here. Nope, not in that one.
Yeah, but you already know that.
Not in that one. Oh, we got some free samples with us today. Oh, where's the prize bag at? Well, that's the real question. The prize bag is missing. We gotta put out an APP for the prize bag. But let's get back to talking about to get you guys up. What are we talking about? We're talking about Blue Chew, of course. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your thrill. Let's open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. It has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, and she will love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use my promo code of GSSS, yes, you know that sounds. You can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Yes, folks, for the free. Well, you gotta pay for shipping and handling. Take care of your postal workers. I don't gotta explain that. Rain, sleet, hail, or snow. Just to make sure that you do all of the things that you said you were gonna do in the DMs.
I don't know anyone that calls
I think that's a fair trade-off. Listen, you don't have to worry about ever being let down again. Whether you need it on a regular basis or you want it just because you was talking too much smack, or just because she hit you with that line, you can't handle all this. You want to make sure that it is not just handled, that it is simmer sauteed and left looking like Tua Tagovailoa after a
That's why
hard
I was
hit.
great with you.
right?
I have no concerns. But that's why I didn't say like,
Too soon? My bad.
like I believe our moral.
Then you blue chew it. Because when it comes to blue chew, there's only two things that you need to know about. One, you chew it.
It's good too because you see.
Two, so you're gonna do anyway. You do it. That's it. Doesn't matter how you do it. Whether you like to do it missionary, where I'm gonna tell you stop being boring. Whether you like to do a doggy style, whether you like to do it 69 style, whether you like to do it jackhammer style, you like to do it froggy style, or Amazon style.
No, but she's doing well. I mean,
Blue
I
chew
can't talk shit
is
about
for
that.
you. For whichever do that you like to do when you're doing the do. Blue chew. Chew it and do it. Is it a wrap? Okay, let's continue. So, speaking of still going hard, right? Pause.
Yeah. That's funny. I
don't know if you guys caught a recent comment, interview, statement by your guys, by your king, your chosen one, his greatness yourself, one LeBron James, where LeBron James comes out and states. Well, let me not say this. My bad. LeBron James responds to a statement. Let's get this straight.
I already know.
He didn't just come out and be like, yeah. Right? He responded to a statement. And that statement said that
been sober for 30 years.
basically it was crediting the Miami Heat for this level of greatness that we have seen from LeBron James.
Yeah.
I'll tell you in a minute.
No, it means your client is
And
wrong. Your client can't handle it.
in this, no, I can understand. I guess if you're LeBron James, it's a slight. I don't think the statement was there to take a slight at LeBron James. It just said that we wouldn't be witnessing this level of greatness.
Shit, yeah.
And LeBron James comes out and he's mentioned and he states, even if he didn't go to the Miami Heat, he'll still be great.
But she just doesn't.
And he's right. LeBron James isn't wrong.
Listen, it's fine.
He still
She
would
doesn't
be
have the
great.
passion
If
for
he
it.
doesn't go to Miami Heat,
And she doesn't have the passion for it to either.
LeBron James probably has one,
So that's
two
why
rings
she's
maybe.
really doing
which is exactly the amount of rings he has without the Miami Heat.
And she's good at it. You know? Yeah.
Like he'll still be great. He'll still be this era. Actually, no, he wouldn't even be this era's GOAT because he wouldn't have passed Stephen Curry. But he'll still be amongst the greats because he'll still be the scoring leader. He'll still be top 5 in assists. He'll still be tops in turnovers.
People are more desperate with immigration. I mean,
Right. He'll still have all of these accolades. Don't know if he's making it 4 straight years to
the money's there.
to the NBA finals. Don't know.
Okay,
Definitely don't. He's not making their 8 straight years. So he still is great. But a lot of the things that make up his greatness wouldn't be there anymore. Those 4 straight final appearances in Miami, that's not there on the resume anymore. So that means that he doesn't get the opportunity to say, "Oh, I've been to 8 straight finals." That's no longer on the table. He doesn't have those 2 rings in Miami. So now he's not close enough to Kobe and Michael Jordan for you guys to put him in the same room as those guys anymore.
Yeah.
Because without 4, he doesn't get into the same room as them.
Wait, so she represented the husband?
He's down there with Isaiah Thomas in them. Scottie Pippen. He's in that room. He gets in the room right around where Shaq is. Actually, below Shaq. So LeBron James saying that he would still be great without it. One, Obviously, that's his ego kicking. He has to come to his defense, and he is right to an extent. We would still regard him as one of the greatest players of this generation.
Yeah.
That would still be a fact. He would still be regarded as a generational talent. That would still be a fact. He can still call himself the chosen one.
I mean, it's basically
To him, that would still be a fact. He can still say witness greatness because if he's breaking the all-time scoring leader, scoring leader, or become an all-time scoring leader, and breaking into the top 5 in assists, we all witnessing greatness.
Of course she did. So Joyce called you,
But
also?
what he does, and like I said, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the things that he would be lacking would be so detrimental that it would automatically remove him out of the greatest of all time.
Yeah. So she thought Joyce was fucking.
He'll be great for this generation. He'll be great in this era, which is what a lot of people regard him now.
Ended up settling.
But he would never, and I mean never, ever would be spoken about in the same breaths as Mike.
But that's why I could see Adelia talks too slow.
Or Magic.
Joyce
Or even Shaq.
Really fast.
Like those actually Shaq and Magic would probably be his grouping. Because the accolades, the personal accolades would be so great that you would wonder, does he compare with Magic? And Magic would tell you, nah, you got 4 championships? Exactly how quickly Magic shut down Steph.
I respect that.
It's just how quickly he would shut down LeBron.
Something you come back and I feel like you really didn't understand me.
Do you understand that
speak up, but
without his stint in Miami, we're talking about from being considered top 3, top, you know what I mean, possibly number 1,
This was a case where
to now being
my client
amongst
was assaulted at. Did I tell you about this? Assaulted at
15 to 20
graduation,
all time,
5th grade graduation,
which
by the
10
mom.
to 20 of all time.
Here's the other kid, why
He's only in the top 10. He's now through 11 and 10, 11 and 20. He wouldn't qualify to be amongst the GOATs.
And then ends up hitting him. He's like starts recording her and telling her that. Okay.
So I find it, like I said, I find it kind of weird that LeBron James took that route to have to defend that state. Well, this is LeBron James, right? This is kind of how he is. This is his personality. This is who we've come to become accustomed to over the years. A guy that's a little sensitive, a guy that will clap back on social media, even to the things that you think like, why would you respond to that? Especially with what he said. Because in a very weird way, I mean, while it keeps us talking about it, because I don't know if this becomes a story unless LeBron James responds to it, to be honest with you. But it just keeps us talking about it for a couple of days. And all it does is continue to poke the many holes in LeBron James's great career just to come out the other end to say that he doesn't measure up to Kobe and Mike. That's all this does. Is just trying to find another way of how he doesn't compare to those 2 guys. How he isn't ahead of those 2 guys. And how he wouldn't be ahead of those 2 guys. And it does even more damage by bringing awareness to everybody, because without it, it drops you further out of that conversation. I don't believe LeBron James is top 10 without that stint in Miami. Because without that stint in Miami, I can't guarantee LeBron James gets 2 rings. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I say that over 10 years, he manages to squeeze 2 out of it. Because if he didn't do that, then he wouldn't even be in Isaiah Thomas's category.
On behalf of
He'll be somewhere down there along with Kawhi Leonard.
children, because you can ask for
This is kind of me going off of a 2K GOAT tier. You know, as I'm picturing the levels that he's at.
really is actually not supposed to be.
Now, LeBron James caused a lot of this shrapnel for himself, right? By responding to this comment that was made. Again, didn't need to. Could have let it go. But had to. Right? The urge was just too great for him. Now, he wasn't the only, and of course, he catch a lot of shrapnel. He wasn't the only one to catch a lot of shrapnel over the weekend. Over the weekend, the LA Clippers, who have now lost every single game that they have played since James Harden has returned, was playing the Dallas Mavericks. And the Dallas Mavericks announcer had some very key choice words for James Harden. And not just some choice words. We're talking about he wanted to make sure that James Harden heard what he had to say. Because he asked the announce team to pump what he is about to say into the locker room so that James Harden can hear it. Listen to this.
Into the Clippers locker room so I can talk to you, James. I hope you're taking notes. I'm telling you in advance, you're welcome for the wisdom I'm about to spew. Because, listen, I get on my knees every night and pray for someone to believe in me like Daryl Morey believed in you. You wanted a certain coach, they brought in Mike D'Antoni. You wanted to play a certain style, they played it. You wanted Dwight Howard, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. You wanted Chris Paul, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. They brought in your old friend Russell Westbrook. You want to go to Vegas on updates? They looked away. You wanted the team to stay over so you could go out at night. They changed the schedule, and it didn't work. And you know what? You said, I'm going to break up with my woman. Not good enough. I see the bright lights in New York. I want to go there. My old pal Kevin Durant. It's going to work. The big three. And all after 1 year, you wanted out. You realized, oh my gosh, I took this guy Durant, the guy that believed in me. I went back with Daryl Morey. They traded Ben Simmons for you. How did they pull that off? And you know what? You went there and you got a partner. That's where it's right this into the Clippers. You got the MVP. He won the MVP. And what did you say afterwards? You said, they didn't hand me the reins. You're the point guard. You were holding the reins. What did you do when you had the reins? You scored 9 points in Game 7 against Boston. You blew a 3-2 series lead. So they fired their coach. You broke up with the guy who believed in you again. The bright lights of LA. That's where I want to go. Let's see if that works. Listen, James, have you ever had those friends who had bad roommates? Over and over, they complained about their bad roommates. Because the MVP, he won the MVP. And what did you say about their bad roommates? This guy's terrible. The bad roommate here. You never thought to be self-aware. They're the bad roommate. They're the problem. Hey, James, you're the problem. This doesn't work this year. In this system, with this team, if you're going to go and point fingers at everybody else, you're going to go back home and start swiping right for another team. There's not going to be anybody left. Because, James, you're not the beard. You're not the system. You're the problem.
And the mic dropped.
You're not the beard. You're not the system.
Listen, Marjorie, how the fuck did I get something?
You're a problem. Now, granted,
supposed to be on her supplemental petition
for years now,
instead. We turned it into
we thought James Harden playing style has been fugazi.
restricted.
Even when he was in MVP,
Yeah.
even when he was supposed to be running for MVPs,
I can't lie.
we thought his playing style was fugazi. They changed a lot of NBA rules because they thought his playing style was fugazi.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes.
Now he's at the tail end of his career. Whatever athleticism he had left is gone.
And you can't
the fugazi
Hey, you
moves
and
that
I
used to
both
run,
take-
that used to have
Yeah,
that
she
cause
does.
his benefit are
Also,
now frowned upon in the league.
yeah.
And now everywhere that he's go, he is being deemed just as toxic as Kyrie Irving.
Listen, why do you think
But
there's
Kyrie's been
like
good this year.
there's
Let's leave
like
Kyrie.
eight
Let's leave Kyrie alone so far alone this year. It's been good.
qualified
I'm not mistaken, the Magic will have a decent record. They've been playing well.
It's the hardest board certification right
And now you hear a whole nother commentator. This is Dallas's commentator talking about the Clippers.
So
Talking about a
it's
Clippers point guard. And nothing he said was a lie.
it's
James
the
Harden did
emotional
move
part of it too.
from
Yeah.
Houston over to
Oh,
Brooklyn.
fuck.
Did
Talking
go
about getting
from
stuck.
Brooklyn
Help me,
over
help me.
to
I'm so glad he said that.
Philly.
Domestication of an out of
Now
country
it goes from Philly
child
over to
support.
LA. Oh, they didn't like what was going on in Brooklyn. Oh, never played for Daryl Morey again. Oh, now he's in LA.
Okay, so my question is,
We've spoke about this already in a weird way, and you're seeing it. Because I guarantee you, this commentator isn't just expressing his feelings only. I guarantee you he's expressing feelings of the fan base that he has heard. But I'm pretty sure he's also spoken with other coaches. I'm pretty sure he's spoken with other owners. Right? His owner, his general manager. And kind of heard how they started to get a feeling on how they feel. A lot of these announcers, believe it or not, are also league insiders. They get a lot of inside information. They have their own shows in other networks on the radio. They have podcasts in other places. They get information.
So really,
I'm telling you, what he said, I'll bet you that 100% of this isn't coming from him. But there's a big portion of this that's coming from the outside entities that he is encountering. How they also feel about James Harden. Because what have we said when James Harden started talking about his announcements wanting to go to LA? He better quit it. He's going to be on his last leg. It's only going to be for so long he can keep requesting trades.
Of course. And
especially when now he's a diminishing asset.
I know that, yes.
He's no longer the 50, 14, and 12 guy anymore, the 50, 14, and 8 guy, or the 45, 8, and 8 guy. He's no longer that.
This
lucky
might
to
end
get
up being
21 and 12 from him on a consistent basis. Lucky to get double digits in two categories on a regular basis. No longer can take that last shot, even though he was horrible at it anyway to begin with. He was never clutch.
In what way?
No longer has a first step, and no longer can draw calls.
Because I know the statute, like
Tyrese Maxey is basically outplaying him on a regular basis every single night. Tyrese Maxey just dropped 50. I was just thinking to myself, I was watching the Knicks play the Hornets the other day. Actually, I don't even rephrase that. I was watching the Knicks Sun the Hornets the other day.
Yeah, but we recognize things.
I think it was yesterday, Sunday matinee.
The same as our statute, like for
And
example, a common law marriage in another state.
damn it, what was I about to say? Harden.
What? No, that's
They were talking. LaMelo Ball, I think, had like 32 points. I think somewhere around the fourth.
Wait. I gotta.
And they talked about him coming up on his career high of 38. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, LaMelo's career high is only 38 points. For as much hype as he had coming in here, I thought he would have been a much bigger scoring phenom.
I guarantee.
And then as that happens,
Okay, so
what did we get from Tyrese Maxey? A 50 burger. I've told you guys about the Hornets. We'll talk about them a little bit later. So here goes James Harden again catching Shrapnel from, like I said, a regular reporter. But this isn't just this reporter Shrapnel.
No.
This is a strong feeling. This is a strong expression of how a lot of GMs feel around the league. A lot of coaches feel around the league. A lot of president of operations feel around the league.
Give me something to look
Is
at.
that
Because I'm really stuck.
he was given the reins. He had his team. He was given the reins. He was sent everywhere he wanted to be at. He was surrounded by the people that he thought could be successful. And every single time he turned around like, yeah, this ain't it. I need to go to somewhere else and found some excuse of why he needed to bounce. even if he was right an asset with a positive return,
Yeah, but I have a certified translation.
this act would have gotten old by now.
And there were so many things considered.
Because you're talking about 4 teams in 3 years.
Both parties, president, the council.
Coaches don't want the headache because they're wondering about you. GMs don't know if they can invest in you long term.
And he has not honored it.
And you become a pure
He
liability.
probably owes her like $70,000 or more.
And now we're seeing a Clippers team that was actually looking pretty decent before you got
What
there.
I'm trying to do.
And in 2 weeks, you have completely taken them out of the playoff contention early. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be real interesting to see this James Harden saga in LA, because this time around, you're not going to blame Russell Westbrook. He's not going to be the scapegoat this time around. This time around, the scapegoat becomes full. This blame is going to fall fully on James Harden. There's no way from the escape.
There you go. Run.
Everybody is tired of this shit. Let's give you guys a little quick update. Buffalo and Denver, they're tied up now. They weren't tied up when we looked earlier, and I gave it that look. If I'm not mistaken, it was 9-15. Now it's 15 all. Buffalo has that ball, and they're currently driving down. We'll keep you guys updated. They got it over to Davis. Oh, I gotta check my fantasy. I gotta make sure I don't lose this at the last minute. Actually, I was surprised I won this. I was in a winning position this week. There's been a lot of weeks. There's been a lot of weeks this year where I thought, yeah, I'm gonna lose this one, and then I turn it on halfway through those 4:00 games. I'm like, oh, like I'm up.
Yes, they did.
I am
Bumble Rooski.
I'm big. Buffalo this fumble?
Yep.
Oh, been there. Oh, it was a bad handoff between Josh Allen and his run. See, this is what happens when you don't use your running back often enough. You have no clue how to hand the ball off to him. You should have done a short pass to Gabe Davis again and hope for positive yards. That sucks. I was like, Rob Williams underwent knee surgery. He's going to be out for the majority of the year, if not the whole entire year. And I did not get to see the end of that Knicks and Boston score. Let's see. Boston ended up winning 98-114. These are the breaks. Break it up. No, speaking of break it up, there's actually a couple of plays that had to be broken up recently in their most recent matchup. And that was one Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors. When they took on the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards. And Draymond Green tried doing the Draymond tactics again. He ended up committing a hard foul on Anthony Edwards, right? And then started getting chirpy, right? And said, the beginning portion of it isn't that bad. Yo, no easy baskets, no easy layups, right? Which makes sense. But then started going on and kept on chirping, and I started asking Anthony Edwards, right, hey, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Now, mind you, Anthony Edwards already had one tackle.
I mean, I know.
So as we know that this is a ploy by
ISIS. I'm not giving up yet.
This is a ploy
Well,
by
but
Draymond
Miami
Green
does
to
make
try to
it, which I
beat
do
you,
root for
right?
you guys. You're my second team.
Welcome to the Warriors Invitational
He's
with
like,
Draymond
I'm
Green
gonna buy
acts
a
like an
shirt.
asshole.
I'm like, are you
Right?
really?
Like, this is
I
what he does.
I can't wear.
I can't wait for you guys. You guys are right. You guys are too close.
No,
to
I
us
root for.
He did not.
If you're ahead of, like, if
He
you
did
make
not fall
it,
for the bait.
I'm gonna root for you. But I won't wear your shit. Like,
And
as long as we're not playing.
He knocked down his feet.
But I get it. You guys are like, you don't like
man. Ain't nobody
us.
worried.
Which
Ain't
is
nobody
fine.
studying you. Ain't
So
nobody
just-
worried about you. And then went on to
You guys are
bust.
too close. I think you guys losing, so you get a little lead.
Oh, so you're out here
talking
fucking
about.
rooting. Thank you for
We're talking about a nice, good ass whooping. right? Ended up coming back in that game and ended up winning 116-110. Outscored the Warriors
Hey, it'd be funny.
37-27
It'd be
in
funny
the
though,
fourth
the team that
quarter
we
to win
put
this
70
game.
points on, they beat you guys.
Anthony Edwards would finish with 33.6
They won last,
rebounds.
everyone last week, so they're coming up with it.
It's
And
possible.
this is the- Can I see your lighter?
And
Is
it's
this my lighter?
The one that got tatted.
Is this yours?
Oh,
No, this is mine. Okay.
Oh no, that's the one I gave you earlier. That's why I couldn't find that one.
You didn't give me a lighter earlier.
Yeah, I did over there.
holy
Did you?
shit!
Yeah.
That's so.
Did I leave my lighter over there?
Maybe.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Wait, hold on,
So
wait.
I did walk into my car.
No,
grabbed-
I have it on the.
Okay,
no,
this is my
that's
lighter.
yours. That's
Yeah,
yours.
so I walked to my car, grabbed. I think I grabbed the lighter.
That's
I
nice.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
only
that.
Only got this today. Only the outline though. It's,
Yeah.
Udonis has them.
Isn't that like gonna hurt? Yeah,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
gonna
gonna be.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
It sucked today.
Well, the outline's the worst.
No, for me, it's the opposite.
Anthony Edwards
Shading
went on to
sucks
go-
more.
to
See
bust that
the
ass.
outline.
Now, because this is the second time
All right.
It's just the
we've
thighs
seen
hurt.
Karma hit Draymond Green.
See the
That's hurt.
shading, the shine.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I know that. I've
Because
always heard that.
Draymond Green caught this thing
Oh,
over
yeah,
because, like I
this-
said, Anthony Edwards went to
Yeah,
go busted
I know
ass,
how I feel.
dumped all over them. They had no choice. But also, I don't know if you guys caught a game a couple weeks ago where Draymond Green went up for
I'll be
a
here on
rebound and
Sunday.
accidentally got kicked in the ding ding. Right? It
And
took
then
a knee,
put my
but it was down for a
I'm
while.
going to the game.
And my first thought was just,
Oh,
That's who I'm supposed to go
it
to.
took
First camera was supposed to
forever
be Kyle. Take this.
for
I
this
wanna go
Karma
to
to
the
catch
Bills
up with
Miami
Draymond Green.
game at the end of the year.
I'm supposed
I
to
gotta
do that.
call.
But-
I gotta call my
I'm
friends.
supposed to go to
This
the
one,
Christmas
They didn't
Eve
take that
game
long.
also.
This one was
Cowboys
here
versus-
immediately.
I thought
And
it's
Anthony Edwards
Jets and
keeps showing us
No, not Christmas Eve. That's Good Friday.
that
Fucking
he
Black Friday. Whatever.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
is
What are those
definitely,
Fridays?
Yeah.
What are those damn Fridays?
he is definitely
Yeah, I was gonna go. Yeah.
probably going to be one of these
So-
next in line.
Thank you.
Once LeBron James, once Stephen Curry, and once, I guess you could say Kevin. I don't really count Kevin Durant. I guess he got two, but he got two. Nah, we won't go too much. But LeBron James, Steph, and KD, once those guys fade out, I can fully see Anthony Edwards taking over this league. But what needs to happen, like these early years need to be his scoring years, like a lot of those guys did. These early years need to be his scoring years. Shows that you can put up buckets. Win a scoring title even. Right? All these guys learn, hey, you win a scoring title in this league doesn't mean you're going to guarantee to win your championship, but you do it just to get it on your resume. Everybody does it at least once, one time out of their career. The only person that really did it multiple times in his career was Michael Jordan. Everybody else was okay doing it once. Look them up. The Kobe's, the LeBrons, the Dwayne Wade, the Carmelo Anthony's, Allen Iverson's, even though one time, because they realized all those points still didn't get me no damn ring. So I expect Anthony Edwards fully becoming that next tier superstar that we all make sure that we watch on a regular basis. But he has to get out of Minnesota. As I said, like he could make these early years his scoring years, but eventually he's gonna have to get out of Minnesota and find himself in a bigger organization. So that you guys cannot see
I
my
guess
camera.
my question is like,
Because
it doesn't sound
sometimes I
like
open up my X and it just looks like I'm watching porn.
It's that you have a judgment, they gave you this
But
amount of money.
let's go ahead and pull this up,
calculatable,
and let's see if we can
right?
find
It's a
our
set
polls
money,
from last
a
week.
set amount certain. So it doesn't have to.
Okay, so on our
already
polls from
find
last
that he
week,
owes that amount to be
I
like
asked you
judgment,
guys,
right? It doesn't have to be like you
is
get what I'm asking,
fentanyl
right? Like, for
cheaper than
example,
baby laxatives?
Yeah. Okay.
That came back
You feel like
with
it's
an
not, it
astonishing
doesn't have to,
100%
right?
yes. So this makes me understand just a little bit more on why you guys would switch over to fentanyl and stop using baby laxatives. It makes no sense to me. Why would you want to kill your customers? Why would you want to put something in there that you think is a? I mean, it's already a rough drug. Now you put something in there even more. I mean, everybody was okay with having
Well,
a
that's
run,
what
so having
the
having
statute
a toot a little bit.
order says that
Nobody
changed
wants seizures.
well, now it's based
What?
upon like.
Apparently, in this poll I ran last week.
Yeah, the changing interest.
Well, you know, look, we got a day of voting.
But I had a case where
We got a day and 23 hours left. Okay, so we still got. So this poll can be. This poll is available until Wednesday. You guys get your vote on, right? I'm just visiting this now for today. So far, we got 100% yes on the fentanyl cheaper than baby vaccines. And then I asked you guys as well, right? Actual sports question.
Now it's the adjustable every year, like what you're
Whose career would you rather have? Russell Westbrook.
Because like in this context, the trial is the same. Where let's say the judgment creditor in like the civil case we're talking about, he had a loan.
And there's cellulite in that motherfucker.
Promissory
That's
note.
real.
They don't.
Tell you
That's
what,
why I hear what the guy
there's
did.
never been an appreciation for cellulite ever than it is right now. See, the thing that chicks have.
Give me them tiger stripes.
For
I'm gonna eat that.
yo, for
Them-
real.
Give me that oatmeal cream
You
pie
know
booty.
what's so funny?
I'm not
The thing that the chicks are embarrassed about. Oh my god, like everybody got cellulite. What the fuck are you
I
talking
think it's a
about?
money
But
judgment.
for all the
Who said it? Cellulite means two things. You was either big and got small, or you
that's-
small and
that's
got
the
big.
stretch wild.
Okay,
See, we're
that's
big and
what I
got
feel
small.
like too.
We was
That's
smaller
how
than
the
that. Either
statute
way,
reads.
we fuck you. I'm gonna love you.
You feel me?
But no,
It says like it says it
yo,
does
like
say something about
the thing that they all trying to get rid of, like is just cellulite. It's so funny. It's the thing that now guys is looking like, yo, if you don't got cellulite, I can't even fuck with you. Like I'm looking for cellulite. Like I need to know this is all real. I need to know that you just don't throw money down the trash. Like I need to know that you're not the kind of woman to flush to flush
as long as it
to
clearly
flush wipes down the
awards,
toilet.
some certain in some
Look, I need to
way,
know
not
this.
suitable sum,
I need to know that you can cook.
one of the benefits
I need to know that you
one
ain't gonna
person
over my whole paycheck
does,
away.
then I think. So you think I should try to do it that way?
Like these things are important.
Hearing what
But
I'm trying
I asked
to
the guys
do.
a real question. Whose career would you rather have? Russell Westbrook's or Kyrie Irving? And 2/3 of you,
And here's what I told her.
so 67% of you, said Kyrie Irving over Russell Westbrook.
If he doesn't, I looked at the statute, so if he doesn't contest
And
file an affidavit,
I guarantee you, I can guarantee you,
then it's enforceable.
every single last one of you's justification that said Kyrie Irving is justifying it because he has a ring.
And try to attach to whatever. Now, in that
I guarantee you that's the reason. When Kyrie Irving has never led a team by himself to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't see no Russell
that's
Wilson,
what I'm talking about.
Russell's shoes out either, though.
What's got shoes?
Does he?
What's got shoes?
Who's wearing them?
Nobody. but that was Kyrie. But you know what though? Kyrie was popular and had his shoes even before he had his ring. So I can maybe understand that.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a popular player, but post up a triple double for 3 straight years. I'm talking about I got triple doubles like 50, 20, and 10 on my book. I have led a team. Not only right have I met have me as the man, right? Led a team to the Western Conference Championship and only lost to LeBron James and the great Dwayne Wade, right? But I have taken a team to the playoffs. Me myself on multiple years. Kyrie Irving, when he had a team by himself, has never made the playoffs. The only time he's made the playoffs is teamed up with LeBron James or teamed up with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And now he probably make the playoffs again while he's side saddling Luka. While he was the man and had a team, he has never, ever, one time in his life made the playoffs. He had the moniker of Mr. Fourth Quarter because he could put up a bunch of points in the fourth quarter, but he was on one of those one and up and rising teams that was trying to get to trying to make the 8th seed. Never ever made it yet. I'm a little baffled of the pick of Kyrie over Russ, but I could get it probably because of popularity, sneaker deal, effect on economy and culture, right? And then the championship. But I guarantee, more than anything else, that the number one reason why you guys are picking Kyrie's career over Russell Westbrook's is because of that chip. And I tell you this, or I ask you this, you take that chip away. You take that chip away. The one ring that he managed to squeeze out with LeBron James, you take that chip away because he managed to get one who you all consider this generation's greatest player of all time, or greatest player of today, That's what we're gonna give the new GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest player of today. Outside of that, Kyrie Irving is only known for being toxic. Now, you've never ever heard about Russell Westbrook being toxic in his locker room. Now, you guys in the media and you fans toxify his career and his numbers and his highlights. But you've never heard one guy talk bad about him in the locker room. You've never heard there be any issues with him and availability. With him not showing up, with him not giving effort. That was all media generated and fan generated.
He can take care of his son for once. Or you can get a nanny. But I don't care.
But I do find that interesting, and I do find that funny, right? A little ironic that a lot that you guys lean towards the way of Kyrie Irving in this. But I ain't gonna lie, kind of saw it coming because I knew it was going to be a ring thing.
Because it's not easy. And I'm telling you right now.
We got a couple days for you guys to vote. It doesn't look like, I doubt, unless everybody comes in and starts voting for us, right? I doubt it's gonna change the voting,
Let's
right?
just say the money this guy can get. Right?
Let's go ahead and repost that. Let's go ahead and repost that.
Yeah, but
Right,
I also no, I don't.
You guys got a couple days to vote. You got till Wednesday, but I can see that's not gonna change. I already know it's not gonna change. Let me ask somebody else. Whose career would you rather have? Kyrie Irving's or Russell Westbrook's?
I don't even know who either one of them are. I'm gonna stick with my life.
You know, that's a hell of an answer. That's what's up. Oh man, hey, that's the truth. So yeah, you guys got a couple days to respond. Let me know, right? I doubt it's gonna form in Russell's favor, but I kind of saw this coming. This is one of those polls that when I ran it, I wasn't surprised of how you guys responded to it. It's a hell of a poll, and I knew what your reaction was going to be.
Only money.
Now,
That's why I'm thinking.
let's get into some other stuff, right? Let's see. LeBron James still to go. Kelly Oubre, we got him out the way. We got the Jets, and we
I know,
got
but
James
you
Harden.
see
We
where I'm
got
stuck,
the
right?
Giants
I'm
out
not
of the way.
great.
And we even revisited the poll. We only do a 2-hour show today. Listen, I don't mind. I really don't mind at all because I would love to be able to get up the road,
Take it down to
right,
the
and get home early. Now, we got a couple of NFL results to go after. To go over, let's let you guys know. Now, as you guys know, so we are now just wrapping up
I think it is
week 10. We have the Bills currently, right now, taking on the Denver Broncos. Game is still tied, 15-all. There's still a lot of time left in the fourth quarter, 11 whole minutes. There's still a lot of time for things to change. We'll see if we last here through the rest of the podcast. But what we'll definitely do, we're gonna go over this week's picks. Right? Now I know I wasn't on air Friday to give you these picks. So you're just gonna have to trust me when I say that these are the people that I picked before I picked them on right now, picking them while I'm picking them with you.
If I go the way of the money judgment,
You just gotta trust me.
because there's no entitlement to freaks.
Because also I wouldn't lie to you because there's some games you just know that I can't rely on.
Once you have a money judgment,
Right.
you rack up fees.
Like for instance,
and like someone engages that, like it doesn't pay.
let's go ahead
That's
and
different.
pull up
But I
week 10.
don't think as far as
It is
just
week 10.
fees for domestication and everything, there was something I read that said like you can't get
Like, for
fees
instance,
or it's not
there's
under
no way
chapter, under chapter.
I would have picked
you
the Las Vegas Raiders to pick the New York Jets. I'm just wrong there. I am literally just wrong there.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have picked Baltimore to lose that close game against Cleveland, but a late fumble by Lamar Odom, and next thing you know, this game is going the other way.
Percentage of her.
Chicago, I would have taken over Carolina. Both of those teams suck. I've taken Indy over the coast.
It's the only time you were
Indy ended up
able
beating
to.
the Patriots 10-6. I said the Ravens ended up losing to Cleveland 33 to 31.
But this guy
As
won't even
Cleveland,
call me back.
listen, they played, they fought hard, and again, this is just one of those division rivalry games. Again, not surprised at the
I know,
outcome.
but that's
Surprised that
that's how
Houston
it-
ended up
that's how
falling
I
and
know
ended up
that
beating the Bengals
I'm gonna
30
do
to
it,
27.
and I'm
We ended
gonna
up getting
get
that
money
one
out of
wrong
the
as
asshole.
well.
He has
49ers
the money,
waxed the
but
Jaguars.
it's gonna be
Kind of
pain
saw
in the
that
ass.
coming. The San Francisco 49ers just kind of find ways to win, and they have been impressive with their quarterback and the Shanahan system. Right? Vikings over the Saints 27 to 19. Steelers end up putting out a close one over the Packers 23 to 19. We had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
can't
beating
lie
the
to
Tennessee
you, like,
Titans 20 to 6.
I'm good.
The Arizona Cardinals surprisingly beat the Atlanta Falcons 25 to 23. The Detroit Lions waxed the Chargers, closely waxed the Chargers 41 to 38. The Dallas Cowboys will embarrass the New York Giants by giving them a giant blowout by beating them 49 to 17. The New York Giants didn't even score in the first half of that game. The Seattle Seahawks will squeeze out a victory over the Commanders 29 to 6. And as I mentioned earlier, in the ugly game of Sunday night, the Las Vegas Raiders will beat the Jets 16 to 12.
But I just like
We had no updates on the bye this week with the Dolphins, the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. Why you didn't hear from about any of those teams? A lot of good teams on the bye week. A lot of teams. I'm gonna tell you this more than anything else. A lot of teams on the bye week that affected a lot of people's fantasy.
And then I feel like challenged.
Now you
by
understand?
it, and I'm like,
The Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Dolphins. I guarantee you, there's at least
did you
6
read
players,
any of that to your
right?
friend?
If not, you're also considering
Those
defense and a kicker,
well, this is
right?
something
Let's call it at least 8
about
players, right?
administrative, orders that the
Or 8 entities, right?
circuit court cannot
That were on a bye week if you were playing fantasy.
to the administrative
Between
orders,
those 3 teams,
such as 12.54
there was at least 8 entities on a bye week.
does not exist for admin or
Affected a lot of people. A lot of people had to get real
Oh my
creative.
God, that's
They're
why
trying to figure out what they were going to do. This game is still tied 15-50, just about 7 minutes left to go.
But as soon as it's entered, the circuit court can enter a superseding order as to ongoing support. They cannot change the years or retroactive
Now,
established by court rule.
Let's get into a little Knicks
And
talk,
there
right?
is actually
We'll come back. We'll talk some football possibly.
where there's even like
As I mentioned earlier, the New York Knicks, they sunned the Charlotte Hornets.
the court
And
on the public decision.
The Charlotte Hornets should have gotten beaten over the weekend. They beat them 125-107, completely waxed them 22-point lead. I've mentioned this for years
I
now,
didn't have an offer.
right? I feel like I've been trying to bring this to light since last year, but the Charlotte Hornets need an adult in the room, and that's how they got sunned by the New York Knicks. You understand? Everybody was scoring in that game. You had Julius Randle going off for 23. RJ Barrett dropped 24. Jalen Brunson dropped another 20. There goes your big 3 right there with another combined score of over 66 points. Emmanuel quickly dropped 17 off the bench. What you want him to do? He's going to continue to be in the ranking, be in the running for 6th man of the year. I won't be surprised if he wins 6th man of the year. You saw Mitchell Robinson with 10 points and 9 rebounds. And I wanted to, in this game, one of the things you notice immediately is New York Knicks physicality. That was one of the first things that you noticed. Mitchell Robinson, if I'm not mistaken, did he have 5 offensive rebounds in this game, if I'm not mistaken? Out of his 9 rebounds, I think 5 of them were offensive. You understand, Mitchell Robinson alone has more offensive rebounds than 3 teams altogether. As an individual, he has more offensive rebound than some NBA teams has the whole. Because he has found a way to make himself useful and impactful, not just for his team and in the NBA, and not just getting rebounds, playing defense, getting blocks, and making sure he grabs rebounds, especially offensive rebounds. Because you're seeing in these games that, right, that when it comes time to get a rebound, that you can't be stagnant around him. Because even if you have the rebound, he's still poking, he's still jumping, he's still trying to hustle to that ball. He has that hustle badge, if you guys are 2K fans. Right? He fully has that hustle badge.
Once the top 30 days of the deal goes by, because there's no remedy.
So
You're fucked.
you have the rebounds from him. You have Josh Hart coming off the bench.
So
I'm
that's
getting
why
rebounds.
I'm
RJ Barrett
Stop.
Yo.
has
You know, we'll look, because once the
You're always
Monday
wrong.
order goes
Don't
in,
break my fucking
whatever
finger.
they
I didn't mean to
establish,
break your finger. I'm
RJ Barrett
Ryan's opinion,
You'll be all right.
has
Pretty sure.
myself.
even more so than last year. You started seeing him become a
What are you breaking back there? Man, you're gonna unplug all your shit. Your makeup mirror is gonna go down too.
This isn't my shit. But still, I don't want anything happening.
I'm joking with you.
That makes it even worse.
No, we're good. No. But your makeup mirror.
Okay.
No, look, I'm telling you, Mark, I swear to you,
No, none of this shit coming down.
there isn't.
Right? So, to get back into the Knicks, right? So
So
we're doing a little
actually-
Knicks talk. We're doing a little Knicks
Okay,
talk. Right?
but I gotta tell you that I actually really respect your friend for having
You see RJ
that
Barrett.
question, because that's
Right.
not
Even in his
simple
role,
law question.
it's a little bit
And
more.
most attorneys don't
We have a touchdown. Denver Broncos
Oh,
scores now 21-15.
nobody fucking really knows.
3 yards. Is that 3 yards or 30
That
yards?
was actually
It was a 3-yard receiving touchdown.
I knew this because I fucking did the research.
I just hope it was Jerry Jeudy. I don't think that was. Because that's what I need for fantasy points.
Oh
I
really?
need Jerry Jeudy to come out here.
When did she graduate or pass the bar?
Is that Judy? Is that big booty Judy?
I thought you said she was a new attorney.
I can't tell.
Oh, never mind.
Alright, so back to us. You see RJ Barrett even early, right?
Well, she probably
Becoming more physical,
advice that
right?
you never-
Being more physical in his role, right? Driving to the lane, getting more contact. And also being rewarded for that contact. Right now that he's in his 5th season and the referees are starting to realize, okay, he is starting to draw to some contact to the lane. We got to start rewarding this guy with free throw calls. Again, as I remind you, Knicks fans, in our players' current role, RJ, Julius, and Brunson are all slated to average about 17 shot attempts per game.
Alright.
What they do with those 17 shot attempts is up to them.
Alright.
Now, also, how they get those 17 shot attempts is a little bit different.
Oh my god.
We know that Jalen Brunson is the point guard. He's going to have the ball in his hand the majority of the time. We see how he scores. Off the pick and roll, taking his man off the dribble. A lot of start and stopping, understanding how to manipulate the contact that he receives. Going to the line. Julius Randle also allowed to bring the ball up and also pound the hell out of the ball or dribble the air out of the ball, right? Be a bull in a China shot. Dribble, spin move, pump fake shot, right? This is what we call it. He kind of still is that, but on a little more efficient level, and also a 3-point shooter. But we see him to be able to take, like I said, an overabundant amount of dribbles. RJ Barrett doesn't get that same usage. Right? He doesn't hold the ball as long as these guys do. He doesn't bring the ball up court like they do. He normally catches it off the wing, right? Takes a dribble in and goes and finishes at the rim. Catches it at the 3-point line, gets a pick and roll, goes straight to the basket and takes it in. You know what I mean? After he sees
I'm so sorry.
Jalen Brunson
I
taking
just
his man
saw your
off the
text.
dribble to the lane, he cuts as well and gets an easy basket.
Marjorie that brought me some
A lot of his baskets is made from cutting or driving to the basket, as well as a lot of 3-point shooting. What he isn't doing is dribbling 14 times. But that's part of Brunson's game, the 14 dribbles, and it's part of Julius Brunson's game. And RJ Barrett, that's not his game, and we don't compliment him sometimes enough for being able to do what they do in half the dribbles.
Okay, so then why is she not in jail?
In a third of the dribbles.
Now his kid's in DCF.
But nonetheless, New York Knicks end up coming away with a nice little victory
Why
over
did
the
he call
Charlotte
you?
Hornets.
Called you for
Over the Charlotte Hornets the other day. Now they lost to Boston tonight.
Then why did you answer
Right,
if they said
but-
call from
They beat Charlotte yesterday, right? 129-107. They beat the Spurs on Wednesday when we last had our podcast, right? 126-105. That was Victor Wembanyama's right debut to the Garden, where he said that, hey, I wasn't that impressed, and the next thing you know, we beat the brakes off of them. Very similar to how we beat the brakes off the Hornets, 126-105, 129-107. Same breaks, similar breaks, different beating. Right, with the Clippers, 111-97. Remember that was last Monday, and now here we are today. Or this Monday, we start off with a loss to the Celtics. We start off this week. Now we have our in-season tournament games coming up this week. Right, that's gonna be this Friday, where we play the Washington Wizards. Right, a struggling Washington Wizards. They've only won about, if I'm not mistaken, they've only won about 2 or 3 games this season. They're like 2-7 or 3-7. As we mentioned earlier, I think Jordan Poole is feeling himself a little too much and not really taking winning or anything else for granted. He's basically said like, yo, I got a ring, I got paid, I'm able to take care of my family, and now I'm able to start in a new situation. I kind of got my own team. Those are his words. I got a ring, I got paid, so I'm able to take care of my family, and now I got to put in a new situation where I kind of have my own team. But in that, he's ignoring the coach in practice, not in practice, in the huddle, right? When he does play, and then when somebody tries to grab his attention, right, he's over like, fuck that. This is my team. Don't even worry about it. Right? And then when he does tune in, it's too late to catch up the players. And if you see him leaving, he's over here like, let me see if I can take a little peek and see what play we about to run.
No. We are. After she gets her new ones, we are.
So
We are.
I'm really hoping that the Knicks end up beating him, that they don't allow him to kind of go up, because let's see. If I'm not mistaken, I saw that this game is in the Garden, so you know what happens when players come to the Garden. They like to show up and show out a little bit. No, this game is actually in Washington, so we could probably catch him slipping and trying to lackadaisically show up. This week, also on Wednesday, the New York Knicks take on the Atlanta Hornets as well. That's going to be Wednesday at 7:30. Hopefully, after taking this loss to the Celtics, we can finish off the rest of this week with nothing but wins. Like I said, we got the Hawks coming up. That's on Wednesday. On Friday, we have the Wizards, and on Saturday, we have the Hornets again. So we can. Right now, we have a record of 5-4. We can really win our next 3 games and improve to 8-4 by the end of this week. Now, the Miami Heat. Right? As they have a current record. That's right. Miami Heat have a current record of 6-4.
Well,
right?
As long
They
as she understands.
She told me
last
that
played
that will be with Angela.
on
Yes.
yesterday
All I
against
wanted
the
is reassurance that
Yeah, sure.
all I wanted
They played yesterday with the Spurs as well. They also welcomed them to a loss. So we saw some early wins from Victor, but now you started to see things start to calm down. The Spurs have actually been more on a losing streak. Even though we're starting to see some impressive ball from him, we're starting some ball play from Victor. We're starting to see some highlight plays. We see the greatness that they're talking about. What's going to end up happening is that we're going to have to see that greatness on a more consistent basis. They're going to have to lead to winning. They have another young guy on that team that looks like a little blonde guy, a little Rubio, right? That he looks like he's going to be a decent player. So if they have another struggling season, maybe they get another high draft pick. They're able to add something onto this already this early duo that look like they have, and maybe they take themselves a young trio for Pop to go ahead and get some life pumped back into him in the next 10 years or so.
No, Maria.
But the Spurs are taking L's, and they're taking L's. And they're taking L's fast.
Okay,
In the game against the
you already know,
Heat,
Maria.
Victor ended up having 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Trust me,
Again, not
there's
bad.
another 5 bitches out there that he's talking
Right.
to
Not
every day.
bad
Every time
at
it's fucking-
all.
Do not fucking do it.
But again, this
I'm
is
begging
just not enough to overcome
That's
the
not
Miami
true.
Heat. Butler dropped 19, Bam dropped 24. You see Duncan Robinson dropped another 26, right? Josh and
But what
Drew
does that have
Smith
to do with
with
you?
12, along with Kevin Love, and then you got number 11 from Zach Lee. Now, one of the things that you do see with Victor, right? We saw it with Mitchell Robinson in the Knicks. We saw it with Bam as well when they played it. They are, and it's still, and even before Bam, I think when they also played Golden State, we saw it from, was it Golden State or the Clippers? But we saw, was it Eric Gordon able to do it as well? And I make sure I bring up Eric Gordon because that basically you're still able to see guys out physical Victor right now, early on in his career, and this is probably going to happen probably for like the next 3 years or so, right? He's gonna have to he's gonna have to fully go on that Giannis workout plan, right? Because he's gonna get body for a while, and you're seeing it. Guys like Mitchell Robinson, who's just more physical, who's been in the NBA for a couple of years, who's able to benefit from the NBA, you know what I mean, physical therapy program or strength and fitness program, I should say. Right?
What do you say?
Shoulders are filled out, arm a little bit more filled out, back a little bit more filled out. You understand? Just more, even though he's thin as well, he's more physically imposing and has more physical man strength right now built up than Victor's. Victor's still got, he may be tall and got some power to him, but he don't have no man strength. He's got that boy strength on him. So Victor, in the early stage of his career, he's gonna get pushed around a little bit, right? Like he's gonna get pushed around a little bit, and that's probably gonna be some of the biggest portions of his early downfall. Is that while he's tall, and he may not be big enough or strong enough to deal with some of these, let's just say 3, 4, 5 year veterans in this league already, right? Like I'm talking about that as early as that some of those guys has been in the league for like at least just 3 years. They may be a little too physical for him, even though he's much taller than him. We saw a guy like Eric Gordon, right? Where Eric Gordon is only like 6 feet. But understanding the NBA, understanding basketball, and understand positioning, able to throw him completely off of his block. That's going to be a real thing for him. As granted, everybody he's going to be playing is smaller than him, but that's going to be the key for him, not just to the centers and power forwards playing him, but also when he happens to get that mismatch against shooting guards and small forwards, they're going to know early, like, yo, listen, get underneath him a little bit, push him off his block, just easy fundamentals. Don't let him get position on you early, right? Get that when he comes down, meet him a little bit higher, right? Up on the block, right? Meet him early on, and that way he has to fight you from the top of the key all the way down to his post position. And if you have your core strength on your legs planted, then he may not be able to budge you. He don't have that yet. Like I said, he's tall, but he's not stronger yet. He's big, but he's not more powerful yet. And the way that he's struggling for position at times, you see the struggle in their record. You see the struggles in their record. And like I said, now while they're struggling against Golden State and the Knicks and everybody else, the Golden State are having a few of their little woes here and there. The other day, we caught a real. What was it? I don't want to say buzzer beater, but we caught a real disturbing loss, right? A real heartbreaking loss for the Warriors the other night when they lost to the Denver Nuggets as Stephen Curry missed a wide open layup, right? And ain't one of his signature scoop layups. He misses a wide open scoop layup to tie the game and send it to overtime. He basically airballs it. Denver recovers, goes the other way, gets a foul, makes another basket, bam, game's over. Like I said, they turned around, right? Lost to the Cavs, and then turned around after that and they lost to the Timberwolves. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you that the Golden State Warriors on a 3-game losing streak. I said they started off pretty hot at the beginning of the season.
I think you could
Right.
make think he has a chance too, right?
With a record of 6-2, but then you've seen them take these 3 losses because remember there was talks earlier about who was the early winner, and it's still going to probably end up proven to be the Golden State Warriors as the winner of the Jordan Poole and Chris Paul trade. But it's gonna look better early because Chris Paul is still revitalized. He's still fresh. The season hasn't worn on him yet.
Ready?
The assist to turnover ratio, right, has been completely lopsided when you compare Jordan Poole to what Chris Paul has done. We're talking about Chris Paul is literally out there at a 18-1 ratio when it comes to assist to turnovers. When Jordan Poole is basically at a 1-for-1 right now. So that is going to continue to be lopsided. But again, you're not here to get Chris. You're not here to benefit from Chris Paul in the regular season. You're here to benefit from Chris Paul in the playoffs. So we'll continue to see, even though we are aware that Golden State has won this trade, let's see how fruitful it's going to be for them. Because at this point, it's not about who's won the trade and who lost the trade. It's how fruitful is this going to be for the Golden State Warriors? How beneficial can this be for them? Can they squeeze another championship out of the Warriors by getting Chris Paul his first? Or is this going to lead to every other scenario that Chris Paul has ever been involved in? And that is, once again, failing not just his team, but also his city when it matters the most. And I think we're gonna cut ourselves here. I think I am good for today. You know what? Let's before we wrap up. I know I mentioned this already, but I think I just need to remind everybody again, because I don't think I can emphasize this enough. If I am the New York Knicks,